So that's it? We're just gonna flirt and then you're like, thanks, and then you sit back down? Ma'am, close your mouth. Never mind. I don't want to flirt anymore. Disgusting. She's defective. I will sit with my son and we will discuss the future. Okay, I guess that I am putting you up for adoption. That's what I thought. Yeah, you better talk to your mother. Ahoy there. My name is WifeyWhale, but you may call me Wifey, and today we're back playing some more Fallout 4. In the last episode, we visited the really awful, horrible FEV lab here at the Institute. I don't think it can get much worse than that, at least I hope it doesn't. Currently, we're in the bioscience area of the Institute. I need to talk to some leaders. In between episodes, I did try to leave because my inventory is full and it's not letting me fast travel out of here yet. See? And I had someone look it up for me because I'm still very afraid to look things up myself due to spoilers. And they said it's because I have to meet with all these Institute leaders first. So we're going to be doing that this episode. And side note, hopefully I don't sound off or muffled. I have the air on, which I always shut the air off when I go to record. But the heat index, it's 107. I will pass away if I don't have the air on right now. And I know a majority of you would hate for that to happen. So it's on. Hopefully it's not too bad. It's just a necessary evil, this episode. It can't be avoided. Hello, Clayton.
Hi, Doc.
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
Like what?
I was just about to explain.
Like what?
As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of studies such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas.
Oh,
They're
we
really
did.
Just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
The gorillas are synths too?
They are indeed. Judging by your reaction, we've done a good job making them seem lifelike. The initiative is still in its early stages, but the prospects are very exciting. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is, but I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
After what we saw in the last episode, I am never, ever joining.
I'm an outsider. Would there even be a place for me here?
Even if science isn't your passion, there are plenty of ways to contribute. Our projects sometimes require an agent who can work on the surface to observe and gather information. From what I've heard, you are both fearless and resourceful. I think you'd be ideal for that kind of role. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Tell me more about those synth gorillas.
On the whole, I'd say they were a success. Their behavior does generally match what our historical data says it should be. Unfortunately, we had a few early setbacks. The creatures can become suddenly aggressive, and they're quite strong.
I knew there was going to be a
Destroyed
King
two of
Kong.
their synth handlers.
Oh,
So now we
destroyed?
keep them in an isolated habitat where they can be safely observed.
I knew it. My monster senses were tingling. The King Kongs were there all along.
Sorry, but I'm too preoccupied for chit-chat.
Oh, then you're the exact opposite of Clayton. Clayton's talking my ear off.
Yes, I'm sure that whatever you have to say is very interesting, but now simply isn't a good time.
You're being rude.
Ooh, working on something important?
All of my work is important. Now, if you're quite finished, I'd very much like to get back to these mental equations. They're difficult enough without the distractions.
Maybe you should, like, go into an office or something. Don't test me.
What a charmer.
If that was an attempt at humor, I'm afraid it's lost on me. I'm much too preoccupied with my equations. And now, if we're quite finished here, I'll return to them.
The latest synth
1
generation
+
is
1
just
=
amazing.
2. There you go,
Those
Isaac.
guys in robotics are working miracles.
You're no one important.
Liam's been trying
You
to
have a
teach me
name?
robotics. It's more
just
complicated than I
remarkable.
thought. Well, you're gonna have to work pretty hard to impress anyone down here.
Clayton's already impressed with me. For some reason. Couldn't tell you why. So these were King Kongs all along. With itchy chests. Interesting. Alright, so we've met Clayton.
Dr. Watson can be a little obsessive.
Let's go and try and meet whoever else there is that needs to be met, because my inventory, I can't steal anything. I can't hoard. It just isn't right to not be able to hoard. That's Patriot. Let's uncheck that. Someone up there. Please, sir, drop it down to me. I don't want to have to try and find you. They're heading this way, so we will head this way. Oh, actually, it looks like it might not be that hard to get to
I
them.
hope all your needs are being seen too. You just let me know if they're not.
I'll let you know, Newton. Maybe this is harder than I thought it was gonna be. Oh shoot. We have to go up one more floor.
Please don't get any germs on me.
Cough, cough. Cough, cough. Where? Another floor.
Your presence here is a great gift. Not just a father,
A
but
kid
all of us.
synth. I've
Bet
been
it's
looking
pretty
for
boring
you.
down here compared to up there.
Oh, maybe you're not a synth. I don't know. I can't
hello.
tell.
I thought all the surface people look like monsters, but you seem pretty normal. Huh? I'm not scared of the surface.
Really? Oh, I thought you thought everyone was a
Welcome to the
monster.
Institute, ma'am.
Okay, where is this other person I need to meet?
If you need medical attention, see Dr.
Allie Fillmore.
It's my responsibility to make sure this place runs smoothly. Hey, Doc, they weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I think that's a really stupid question. She says most people would have given up. I don't think most mothers would just wake up and be like, yeah, you know what? Forget about it. I don't need my son anyway. One less mouth to feed. Forget about it. My husband that's murdered too. Forget about it. I'll just get a new husband. What do you mean? I had a ton of reason to keep going.
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
Everyone keeps asking me if I want to join.
I'm not on board with anything.
No? And yet here you are, poking around. One might find that suspicious.
You're
If you're not
suspicious,
planning on
Allie.
staying, I'd recommend keeping your hands to yourself. Wouldn't want to give the impression you're up to something. And consider having another talk with Sean. He really is anxious to have you with us.
I don't
Is there
like
anything else
you.
you'd like to know about the facilities division? I'm happy to discuss it.
I don't like you at all. Oh, there it is. You can now fast travel to and from the Institute. Okay. So, okay. Good. Completed institutionalized. I do feel a little institutionalized. Teach me about the power needs, because we've saw in several of the terminals that, people needed to conserve power. And, like, look at all these fancy gizmos everywhere. No wonder you guys are having a power crisis.
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course.
Why not just solar power?
Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
And then she just walks away. It will forever be a mystery. I will never tell you just how much power it consumes. She mentioned they get stuff from the surface, so why aren't we just doing solar energy, Allie? That seems like the obvious solution. What do I know? Okay, so we completed Institutionalized. Synth retention, talk to father. Talk to Liam. Okay, well, I guess we could talk to my son again.
I think he's actually lost his mind. I can't believe he really expects me to do this. I've always been on board with the Gen 3 program. It makes sense, but this? Nothing good can come from this. How am I supposed to explain to my staff that Sean wants a child synth for no immediately apparent valid line of research? And to base the physical features off records of his own childhood? It defies all logic. No, I can't do this. I won't.
I think that was one of the least morally terrible things that has happened here. I'm surprised she was that upset over that. It'd be kind of weird if he made a random child. Oh, I guess it is a little weird no matter what, but Eve, have I spoken to you?
Hey, as the Institute's first personal synth, I try to set a good example.
The first? Flirt. Whoa. Hold up. We're just gonna come on strong just like that? Hold on. I might get myself a wife.
Synth, I try to set a good example.
If all personal synths are as good looking as you, I should get one for myself.
I'm certainly
Oh,
glad.
heck no. Heck no, we can't fill that. I've got to add her to my collection. I have too many husbands right now and not enough wives.
Hey,
we gotta try this again.
First personal synth, I try to set a good example.
If all personal synths are as good looking as you, I should get one for myself.
I'm certainly
I really have to put on my ugly clothes to make this work. This is unfortunate. Oh no, I'm carrying too much now. Eve, wait.
Excuse me.
As the Institute's first personal synth, I try to set a good example.
For what?
To work on my project.
If all personal synths are as good looking as you, I should get one for myself.
Why, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
It worked.
I don't know that I can be of
She
much
likes the
help with
fancy
that,
haircut.
but the compliment has certainly made my day. It was a real pleasure to meet you. I'm sure you're still taking everything in, so I'll let you get back to that.
I don't know, there's something about you that reminds me of, like, a goldfish. And I don't mean that in, like, an offensive way. I mean that, like, she reminds me of this cartoon goldfish I have in my head. Who was actually, like, it was a, like, seductive goldfish, if I'm remembering right. An old cartoon. Probably from before I was even born. I need to just shut up. So that's it? We're just gonna flirt, and then you're like, thanks, and then you sit back down?
Eve.
Even though I'm a synth, Alan and Liam have made me feel like a part of their family. Huh?
That's it? Ma'am, close your mouth. Never mind. I don't want to flirt anymore. Disgusting. She's defective. I gotta get my regular stuff back on. Is that everything? No, hold on. I almost always forget to put that back on and then I'm running around naked. Why did she open her mouth at me like
so
that?
much about you. What a remarkable story.
Maybe if I sit next to her?
Eve.
Yeah? I must be the luckiest synth in the Institute.
It's not working. Well, if I can somehow magically find the goldfish that she's making me think of, I'll throw it up, but I doubt I'll be able to find it. I don't even know what I'd type in. I don't know. So we flirted with a synth. That's always fun. Because it doesn't usually work with Nick. He doesn't seem to be interested in love. I'm just like quadruple checking. I should probably check this. It's not in red. And this is, Benet, or Bennett. No, I think it was Benet. Liam, the Patriot. This is his terminal, I guess. Fancy lad snacks, cakes. It just doesn't make any sense. I've run the diagnostics, quadruple checked the neural mappings, done comparative analysis of taste buds, tracked digestive patterns. Hell, I've even gone so far as to simply ask several of them, and still, I'm no closer to answering the question. Why do Gen 3 synths like to eat fancy lad snack cakes? I mean, sure, they have the capacity to experience taste. Every Gen 3 possesses the synthetic equivalent of the requisite receptive cells. But why this? And why all of them? Good thing it's physically impossible for a Gen 3 to actually gain weight and succumb to obesity. Wouldn't that be quite the Achilles heel? Humanity's most impressive technological achievement laid low by junk food. Oh wait, A Benet. Wait. L. Here's L Benet. Wait, who's A Benet then? Liam has... Maybe Liam... I gotta find this A Benet. I gotta try not to get lost, and I gotta explore this place. So... Oh man, I'm going to get lost, aren't I? These beds look so nice and cozy-wozy, though. Kinda jealous. You know what's probably causing power issues? No one's shutting the lights off. No one's here. Shut these off, you know?
It must make you proud to see all that Father has done. All that he has built.
No, not really.
Be on the lookout for unusual synth behavior.
Well, Eve was flirting with me for some reason. Or was I flirting with her? And is that unusual? I don't see any more tapes. I'm looking for tapes. I'm looking for magazines. I'm looking for this Mr. A. Benet. I'm looking for terminals to read. I can see that this is really going to turn into quite the maze, though. All the floors seem to connect, so maybe... I don't know.
Call this a clean floor.
Hmm?
Are your visual receptors malfunctioning? Can you not see the grime and dust?
Speaking of defective, where's the line? The audio line is defective.
Don't make excuses. You're clearly defective, and I intend to report this. Perhaps after you've been disassembled, we can use your components to make something that's actually useful.
You know, normally I wouldn't agree with a jerk like this, but I think he is defective. I didn't hear him say anything.
Challenging assumptions.
Hey, Lawrence.
Hey, Doc.
You know what happens when people get robots to do all their work? They get fat and lazy, that's what. Real people doing real thinking and real work. That's the future I want.
Then go to the surface. Yeah, exactly. Why not leave?
If If that's how you feel, why not leave?
Because we could do so much more. And no, everyone is obsessed with these damn synths. It's wasted potential. That's what it is. In any case, I suppose I should say, welcome. Perhaps a fresh perspective will do some good around here.
I loved Allie walking by too. She's suspicious of me. Now she's suspicious of Lawrence because he's also like, I don't think this place is all that it's cracked up to be.
All maintenance requests should be directed to the Facilities Division.
Director's recording number 52.
Look, Director, I'm gonna make the same recommendation I did last time. We did everything we could. 4 years dedicated to preserving this Commonwealth Provisional Government. You've seen the same reports I have. It's falling apart and fast.
Scanning.
We need a plan for what happens when that fall is complete. I know some of the other divisions have suggested we just cut off all contact.
We don't usually
hide underground and pretend nobody's home. That would, in my opinion, be a mistake. We can't just give up on these people. And with the Android program, we don't have to. We'll soon have the capabilities to deploy androids to the surface in great enough numbers to maintain order. Just think about it, all right? Keep it in mind moving forward.
How old was that recording? Because that seems like it's either extremely old or it's new and it's more like the Institute is like, yes, let's take over the world with all of our synth technology. So is this top floor cleared?
Operating at full capacity.
I'm trying really hard not to miss anything. But all of these rooms look the same and I'm starting to wonder if I'm going in circles. I mean, I am going in a circle, I guess, but as in I'm not making any progress. I think I am going in circles. Okay, let's go down to the next floor. Apparently Father's pretty close. Oh, we're back to Father's quarters. I definitely did knock this over a few episodes ago. Oh, he wants an answer from me. I will sit with my son and we will discuss the future. Okay, I guess that I am putting you up for adoption. That's what I thought. Yeah, you better talk to your mother.
Now that you've had a chance to see the Institute firsthand, what do you think?
I think it stinks. I'm not impressed. It's nothing special. You know, there's two negative answers. One is it's amazing and then return to surface, which I'm not quite sure. That doesn't really answer his question, does it?
First things first. How do I get back to the surface?
The same way you got in, of course. You are not a prisoner here. You may come and go as you please. Ultimately, all our knowledge and resources are focused on a single goal. The goal is best summarized by our motto: mankind, redefined. Unfortunately, no advancement comes without occasional setbacks. As remarkable as our synths are, they can be dangerous without proper supervision. The superior synth mind and body attempting to wrestle with something approaching free will can be a recipe for chaos.
If the synths are intelligent and self-aware, then they have a right to free will.
However closely they may approximate human behavior, they are still our creations. When you see what I have to show you, I think you'll agree that we know what is best for our synths. A rogue synth has taken over the Raider gang at Libertalia. His memories have been erased, and his identity altered. He believes he's a man named Gabriel. Under his leadership, the Raiders have taken many innocent lives. I've dispatched a courser to Libertalia. I'd like you to join him and reclaim that synth.
Who erased his memories? And why?
Those idealistic radicals who call themselves the Railroad are behind it. We'll deal with them in time. But right now, the priority is to reclaim that synth before more harm is done. Now you should get moving. Many people are in danger, and a delay could cost lives.
I remember reading about Gabriel. At least I'm pretty sure, because the place he's at, the Libertalia, sounds very, very familiar. So I'm pretty sure I read about that in here. Father is blaming the railroad for this.
Son?
You should get
Son?
going. There's no time to waste.
Sean, a lot of men, they can have children up until the day they die. It's very interesting to think that Sean could, reproduce with another woman here in the Institute and then have a baby. And then I would be that baby's grandmother, and then the baby's grandmother would be younger than the baby's father. It's very interesting to me. Okay, anyway. Gabriel the rogue synth, so to speak. The guy that was quote-unquote had his memories erased by the railroad. Curious to see what the railroad has to say about it. So this is all stuff I checked when I first got here. And then is this the very top? Yes, this is the very top level. Sean moves around a lot. It's so weird that I've spent the whole game looking for my son, and then I find my son and I don't like my son. So bioscience, we've done. Have we gone to this area? Just the straight up robotics area? I don't remember. I don't think so. I think I'd remember these tubes of these robots. These robots, as if they aren't the synths. There's no leaders in here?
But her eyes were moving as well. Involuntary twitching and rapid eye movements while sleeping can only mean one thing, Max.
Dreams.
You just don't want to admit to yourself what it means.
If you're about to
This is Abe and A.
passionate speeches about artificial sentience and machines with souls, don't bother. I've heard enough of them by now. Hell, I can write them down from memory.
But we can't just ignore the question. If a synth can dream, why can't it have a soul? And if a synth has a soul, then it is a living person by every standard we can measure. Of course it is far more comfortable to think of them as machines, so we can do what we want with them.
If you disapprove of the work we do here, Dr. Benet, you know where to find the teleporter.
Now just a moment. I never said that. I'm simply trying to open everyone's eyes to new possibilities.
Well, it's an unwanted distraction. We're men of science, not philosophers. You do well to remember that.
The synths are treating you well, I hope?
If you ask me, the synth software could use a little more debugging.
Well, I can see that this is going to be a magical place full of naked people and wonders and dangerous machinery, and we found Abe, which is nice. I guess the A is for Alan. So I'm looking forward to speaking with him. He seems to have the same values as Liam, so yeah, but I do think that's gonna have to go ahead and be it though for this episode, unfortunately. So as always, I hope that you enjoyed. I appreciate you being a whale watcher, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!